Hello, everyone. In a monarchy founded on duty, tradition, and an unwavering commitment to the people. The presence of Camilla Queen Consort remains a glaring stain on the institution's credibility. The revelations that King Charles III is attempting to distance himself from her to prioritize the well-being of Princess Catherine's children is not just a shock, it is a necessary step to safeguard the future of the royal family. Camilla's presence has always been contentious, but now more than ever, it is clear that her influence is more of a detriment than a contribution. From the very beginning, Camilla's integration into the royal family was met with controversy. Her involvement in the breakdown of Charles's marriage to the beloved Princess Diana has never truly been forgiven by the public. Her actions during those years were not just selfish, they left a legacy of broken trust, one that still haunts the royal family today. It is no surprise that King Charles now appears to be taking action to ensure that his grandchildren, especially those of Princess Catherine, are not caught up in the same web of manipulation and betrayal that defined Camilla's earlier years. Camilla's rise to Queen Consort is not a tale of love conquering all. Rather, it is the story of a woman who seized an opportunity to worm her way into the highest echelons of power, caring little for the consequences of her actions. Her marriage to King Charles was not a triumph of romance, but a culmination of years of self-serving scheming. And now, with her role in the royal family facing increased scrutiny, one can't help but ask what exactly has she contributed to the institution other than division and controversy. King Charles' recent moves to restructure royal engagements, ensuring that Catherine and her children are more involved, signal a clear shift in priorities, and where is Camilla in all this pushed further to the margins as she should be? Her relationship with the younger royals has never been one of warmth or support. Instead, it has been marked by a cold detachment, a lack of interest in their well-being, and an ongoing focus on consolidating her own position. If one contrasts Camilla's actions with those of Princess Catherine, the differences are staggering. Catherine, with her poise, grace, and steadfast commitment to duty, has become the true heart of the modern monarchy. She has embraced her role with dignity, understanding the immense responsibility that comes with raising the future of the crown. Her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are being nurtured with an understanding of their heritage and the weight of their roles. In contrast, Camilla seems more concerned with securing her own legacy than with supporting the very institution she claims to serve. She's not a unifying force. She does not embody the values of the monarchy. She is a relic of past mistakes, someone who has consistently chosen self-interest over duty. The king's focus on his grandchildren shows that he recognizes where the future of the monarchy lies with those who are being raised with a true understanding of service and responsibility. The public's reaction to Camilla has always been mixed, but in recent years it has become increasingly clear that she has failed to win over the hearts of the people. Her attempts to present herself as a dutiful queen consort have fallen flat, her part in the breakdown of a royal marriage that was cherished by millions around the world. And now, as King Charles takes steps to prioritize his grandchildren, the public's patience with Camilla is wearing thin. The public has long adored Princess Catherine, not just for her beauty or her fashion sense, but for the dignity with which she carries herself. She is a royal in every sense of the word, someone who has accepted the enormous weight of her responsibilities without complaint, someone who has dedicated herself to serving the monarchy and the people. In contrast, Camilla's attempts to secure her position within the royal family have been transparent and frankly pathetic. She has tried to cultivate an image of a devoted queen consort, but the public sees through it. They see the selfishness, the manipulation, and the ambition that drives her. What's even more telling is that despite all her efforts to ingratiate herself with the public and the royal family, Camilla has never been able to escape the shadow of Princess Diana. Diana's legacy continues to loom large, not just over the royal family, but over Camilla's own reputation. No matter how many public appearances she makes, no matter how many photo ops she attends, Camilla will never be able to erase the stain of what she did to Diana. And now, as King Charles distances himself from her, it is clear that even he understands the damage she has done. Camilla's legacy will not be one of unity or grace. It will not be one of service or dedication. Instead, it will be one of division, manipulation, and self-interest. Her rise to queen consort is not a triumph. It is a reminder of the cracks in the royal family, the betrayals that have defined it, and the sacrifices that were made for her to achieve her ambitions. And now, with King Charles shifting his focus to his grandchildren, Camilla's influence is beginning to fade. It is no secret that the monarchy is at a crossroads. The younger generation, led by Princess Catherine and her children, represents the future of the institution. They are the ones who will carry the crown forward, who will ensure that the monarchy remains relevant in an ever-changing world. Camilla, on the other hand, represents the past, a part of scandal, controversy, and betrayal. Her attempts to assert herself as a key figure in the royal family have only served to highlight her unsuitability for the role. As the monarchy moves into a new era, it is clear that the focus must be on the future. King Charles's decision to distance himself from Camilla is a step in the right direction. It shows that he understands the importance of securing the monarchy's future, of protecting his grandchildren from the toxic influence of a woman whose only concern has been herself. The royal family cannot afford to be dragged down by the likes of Camilla any longer. The public is ready for a new chapter 1 where the values of duty, service, and unity are upheld, and that chapter begins with Princess Catherine and her children. Not with a queen consort who has done nothing but sow division. Camilla's time in the spotlight is coming to an end, and it is long overdue. The monarchy's future lies with those who truly understand what it means to serve, not with those who seek to serve only themselves. First and foremost, Camilla's entry into the royal family was steeped in controversy. Her involvement with Charles during his marriage to Princess Diana set the stage for a scandal that has never fully dissipated. What makes matters worse is the stark contrast between Camilla and figures like Princess Catherine or even Princess Anne. These women have become symbols of strength, resilience, and dedication to royal duties. While Camilla continues to embody everything that seems antiquated and dissonant with modern values, Camilla lacks the grace and charm that Catherine brings effortlessly. While Catherine has managed to captivate the public's admiration and respect, Camilla struggles to earn even the barest level of acceptance. Camilla's presence at royal engagements has often felt awkward, almost forced. There is a palpable sense that her role is more of an obligation than something that naturally fits with the dynamics of the royal family. The friction between Camilla and the next generation of royals is also impossible to ignore. Reports have emerged over the years suggesting that Camilla has never truly fit in with William, Kate, or even the late Queen. In fact, it has been widely speculated that her relationship with Prince William is strained, and this distance reflects a larger divide within the family. William and Kate's popularity is soaring, their modern approach to royal duties resonating with younger generations in a way that Camilla simply cannot match. As for Camilla's influence within the family, it has always appeared as though she's pushing an agenda of self-preservation rather than genuinely working towards the betterment of the monarchy. Her actions often come across as self-serving, aimed at solidifying her own position rather than supporting the royal family as a whole. This is a sharp contrast to someone like Princess Anne, who has been tireless in her commitment to her duties. Anne has dedicated decades to the monarchy, and yet she remains humble and focused on her work, never seeking the spotlight. Camilla, on the other hand, seems intent on maintaining her place in the hierarchy regardless of the damage it causes to the royal family's reputation. The ongoing speculation about the future role of Camilla and whether she should hold the title of Queen Consort has been a source of continued controversy. There is a growing sense that Camilla does not deserve this title, not just because of her past actions, but because she simply does not embody the qualities that the public expects from someone in such a position. The Queen Consort title carries with it certain expectations, dignity, grace, and a deep connection with the people. Camilla, despite her years in the public eye, has never managed to cultivate that bond. Furthermore, her influence on King Charles has been a subject of much debate. Many speculate that she holds significant sway over him, often to the detriment of the monarchy's image. Camilla's involvement in the decision-making process is seen as a potential threat to the long-term stability of the institution. Her personal interests appear to be in conflict with the greater good of the royal family, and this raises concerns about the direction that Charles's reign may take if she continues to play such a prominent role. Her role in the royal family has also been marked by a clear disconnect with the younger generation. While figures like Kate and William have worked tirelessly to modernize the monarchy, bringing it closer to the public and making it more relatable, Camilla has remained stagnant. She has failed to evolve with the times, and her outdated approach to royal life is becoming more of a hindrance than a help the monarchy needs to move forward. But Camilla's presence keeps pulling it back into the past, a past marred by scandals and betrayals. Even the public's response to Camilla has remained lukewarm at best. Despite efforts to rehabilitate her image over the years, many still view her as the woman who played a central role in the downfall of Charles and Diana's marriage. And while time may have softened the edges of that scandal, the core resentment towards Camilla has never fully disappeared. This lingering distrust makes it difficult for her to ever truly gain the public's approval, especially when she's compared to figures like Catherine, who is beloved by millions. Another layer of the criticism surrounding Camilla is her family's intrusion into royal affairs. Numerous reports have suggested that Camilla's family, particularly her siblings, have tried to exert influence within royal circles. This raises questions about the true motivations behind Camilla's actions. Is she genuinely interested in the betterment of the monarchy, or is she more concerned with securing power and prestige for herself and her family? The royal family has always operated under a certain level of discretion, but Camilla's family seems intent on breaching that boundary for their own gain. This brings us to the question of Camilla's legacy. What will she leave behind when her time as queen consort? If it ever comes to that as over, the answer unfortunately is not one that will be remembered favorably. Unlike figures such as the late Queen Elizabeth II, who left behind a legacy of unwavering dedication and service, or Princess Diana, whose compassion and kindness continue to inspire people around the world, Camilla's legacy is likely to be one of controversy and division. She has never been able to rise above the scandals of her past, and her actions within the royal family have only served to exacerbate the tensions that exist. Rather than bringing unity, she has been a source of discord, and as the monarchy moves forward into a new era, it is becoming increasingly clear that Camilla's role in this story may be more of a footnote than a defining chapter. Ultimately, the monarchy's future lies with individuals like Catherine, William, and their children. They represent the values that the public wants to see in their royal family: integrity, dedication, and a genuine connection with the people. Camilla, on the other hand, continues to represent the old guard a reminder of the mistakes and missteps of the past. As the royal family looks to the future, it is inevitable that Camilla will find herself increasingly sidelined, her influence waning as the next generation takes center stage. The more closely we examine Camilla's role within the royal family, the more apparent it becomes that her presence is not only unnecessary but actively detrimental to the monarchy's future. She has failed to evolve, failed to earn the public's trust, and failed to contribute meaningfully to the institution she claims to support. As the royal family continues to navigate the challenges of the modern world, it is clear that Camilla is an obstacle they can no longer afford to carry with them. Frustration with the fact that Camilla, despite everything, has managed to not only remain a part of the royal institution, but to actually ascend to a position of immense power and influence. It is mind-boggling to think that someone with such a controversial past, someone who was the central figure in one of the most infamous love triangles in modern history, could now be referred to as queen consort. This is a woman whose relationship with King Charles shattered the very foundation of the royal marriage between him and Princess Diana, a marriage that millions across the globe had invested their hopes and dreams in. And yet here we are decades later, and Camilla has somehow maneuvered her way to the top of the royal hierarchy. I cannot help but think back to the days of Princess Diana, a woman whose grace, compassion, and love for the people made her a global icon. Diana was everything. A member of the royal family should be kind, empathetic, and deeply committed to her role. She connected with people in a way that no other royal had done before her, and she became known as the people's princess for a reason. Her tragic death in 1997 left a gaping hole in the hearts of millions, and the world mourned the loss of a truly remarkable woman. But while the public grieved, Camilla remained in the shadows, quietly waiting for her time to emerge, and emerge she did. Slowly but surely, Camilla began to re-enter the public sphere, first as Charles's companion, and later, after a long and controversial courtship, as his wife. It was a move that shocked many, myself included. How could the man who had once been married to Diana, the epitome of grace and beauty, now be with the very woman who had caused her so much pain? The fact that the royal family not only allowed this, but eventually, as much as I may personally dislike Camilla, it is impossible to ignore the fact that she has in some ways successfully integrated herself into the royal family. She has taken on various royal duties, accompanied Charles on countless engagements, and even tried to rehabilitate her image in the eyes of the public. And yet, despite all of this, there remains an undeniable sense that she will never truly be accepted. There will always be a lingering resentment towards her, both from within the royal family and from the public at large. It is in this context that we must examine the recent revelations about King Charles III allegedly distancing himself from Camilla in order to prioritize the security and future of his grandchildren, particularly those of Princess Catherine, or Kate Middleton as she was formerly known. This move, if true, would be a significant shift in the dynamics of the royal family, and it raises important questions about Camilla's role and influence moving forward. One of the most striking aspects of this revelation is the implication that Camilla's influence over Charles may not be as strong as many have believed for years. There has been speculation that Camilla holds significant sway over the king, with some even suggesting that she has used this influence to further her own interests. If Charles is indeed choosing to prioritize his grandchildren over his wife, it would suggest that his loyalty to Camilla is not as unwavering as it once seemed. This in turn raises questions about Camilla's future within the royal family, but beyond the internal family dynamics, there is a larger issue at play here. The future of the monarchy itself. The royal family has long struggled with questions of relevance in the modern world, and figures like Princess Catherine and her children represent the future of the institution. Kate has been an exemplary member of the royal family since her marriage to Prince William in 2011. She has taken on her duties with grace and dedication, much like Princess Diana before her, and she has become a beloved figure in her own right. Her children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, are the future of the monarchy, and their well-being is of paramount importance. In contrast, Camilla represents the past. She is a reminder of the scandals and controversies that have plagued the royal family for decades. Her continued presence in the family is a constant reminder of the pain and betrayal that Diana endured, and it is difficult to see how the monarchy can truly move forward with her still playing such a prominent role. Charles' decision to distance himself from Camilla in favor of his grandchildren may be a sign that he too recognizes this reality. As I reflect on this situation, I cannot help but feel a sense of relief at the possibility that Camilla's influence may be waning. For too long, she has been a source of division within the royal family, but even as I feel this sense of relief, there is also a lingering frustration. Why has it taken so long for this shift to happen? Why has Charles allowed Camilla to play such a central role in the monarchy for all these years? The damage that has been done to the royal family's reputation cannot be undone, and much of that damage can be traced back to Camilla's presence. Her relationship with Charles, her role in the breakdown of his marriage to Diana, and her subsequent attempts to rehabilitate her image have all contributed to a sense of distrust and disillusionment with the royal family. Camilla's attempts to rebrand herself as a dutiful member of the royal family have always felt disingenuous to me. While she may have taken on various charitable causes and accompanied Charles on countless engagements, there is a sense that she's simply going through the motions rather than genuinely embracing her role. This is particularly apparent when compared to figures like Kate, who has shown a deep commitment to her royal duties and a genuine desire to make a positive impact. Camilla, by contrast, seems to be more focused on maintaining her own position within the family rather than working for the greater good. This is not to say that Camilla has not faced her own challenges. It is clear that she has endured significant public scrutiny and criticism over the years, much of it deserved. But rather than rising above these challenges and proving herself to be a worthy member of the royal family, Camilla has instead chosen to lean into the role of the victim seeking sympathy rather than accountability. This has only served to further alienate her from the public, who see through her attempts to paint herself as a misunderstood figure. What's particularly frustrating is the way in which Camilla's presence has overshadowed the more positive developments within the royal family. Figures like Kate and William have worked tirelessly to modernize the monarchy, bringing it closer to the public and making it more relatable. They have embraced social media, participated in candid interviews, and made efforts to engage with the younger generation, and yet, despite all of their hard work, Camilla continues to cast a long shadow over the institution. Her scandals, her controversies, and her very presence are a constant reminder of the royal family's past mistakes. The question now is whether Camilla will ever be able to truly redeem herself in the eyes of the public. In my view, the answer is no. The damage that has been done is too great, and her role in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage is something that will never be forgotten. While she may continue to play a role in the royal family for the foreseeable future, it is unlikely that she will ever be fully accepted. The public's loyalty lies with figures like Kate and William, who have proven themselves to be worthy successors to the crown. This brings me to a final, perhaps uncomfortable conclusion. Camilla's time in the spotlight should come to an end. The future of the monarchy depends on figures like Kate, William, and their children. They represent the values and qualities that the public wants to see in their royal family: integrity, dedication, and a genuine connection with the people. Camilla, on the other hand, represents a chapter of the royal family's history that many would rather forget. As I reflect on the entirety of Camilla's journey within the royal family, it's hard not to feel a mix of frustration, disbelief, and exasperation for someone who has caused so much damage. She has somehow managed to cling to her place in the royal institution. But her presence is a constant reminder of the monarchy's turbulent past, and as the royal family looks toward the future, it's clear that Camilla is no longer a part of the solution, but rather a part of the problem. The history between Camilla and William is fraught with complexity. For years, whispers of their strained relationship have circulated, rooted in a profound discontent that William harbors towards her. His acceptance of her as queen consort has always been half-hearted, colored by the haunting memory of his beloved mother. William's struggle is not merely personal, it speaks volumes about his desire to uphold his mother's legacy in a family that has never fully acknowledged her. The emergence of allegations regarding Camilla playing favorites has only exacerbated tensions, casting a long shadow over her royal aspirations. It's a painful reminder for William that Camilla's ascent to prominence threatens to eclipse the memory of his mother, a woman whose compassion and warmth still resonate with the public. During their recent confrontation, William reportedly unleashed a torrent of frustration, vehemently asserting that he would not tolerate Camilla's overstepping of boundaries within the family dynamic. His declaration, delivered in an environment that was anything but diplomatic, reverberated throughout the palace. It was a pivotal moment that saw him stomp out her role within the family, an act that can be interpreted as both a personal and public declaration of his discontent in his eyes. Camilla is not just an unwelcome presence, she's a constant reminder of a past. He's unwilling to accept the fallout. From this altercation left Camilla seething with rage, a reaction that underscores her deep-seated insecurities and sense of entitlement. Her belief that she should be universally embraced by the younger royals is laughably naive. This expectation reveals her profound misunderstanding of the family dynamics at play. Instead of earning their acceptance, she perceives their reluctance as a personal affront, a slight against her hard-fought position within the royal hierarchy. Camilla's inability to navigate these waters with grace only emphasizes her shortcomings as a royal eyewitness. These accounts paint a vivid picture of the chaos that ensued. Witnesses reported that the argument escalated to such a degree that Camilla fled the room in tears, a striking contrast to her otherwise composed public persona. It is telling that her emotional response, while perhaps relatable, showcases her fragility in a role she so desperately covets. Instead of embodying the regal composure expected of a queen, she succumbed to a tantrum, revealing the raw emotions that lie beneath her carefully crafted exterior. The implications of this incident are far-reaching. It suggests that Camilla's aspirations may be more fragile than previously believed. King Charles, caught between his wife and son, finds himself in a precarious position. He has long been the defender of Camilla, yet his role as a father cannot be overlooked. The tension has placed him in an impossible predicament. Should he prioritize his duty to his wife or his loyalty to his son? This dilemma is compounded by the reality that William's future as king depends on how well he can navigate these familial conflicts. The potential for long-lasting damage to the monarchy looms large, and Charles must confront the fallout of this increasingly strained relationship. The aftermath of the confrontation reveals the fragility of Camilla's standing within the royal family. For someone who has fought so hard for acceptance, her reaction is nothing short of mortifying. She had long sought approval from the younger royals, especially William and Harry, yet her efforts appear to have been in vain. This latest clash serves as a stark reminder of her unending struggle for legitimacy. It's clear that the royal family is not merely a backdrop to her aspirations. It is a battleground where her failures are laid bare for all. To see this ongoing drama paints a dismal picture for the future of the monarchy. The wounds from the past, particularly surrounding Diana's death, remain unhealed. A fact that William is acutely aware of the tension between him and Camilla represents a broader struggle over the royal narrative, one in which he is determined to ensure his mother is not overshadowed. As the royal family grapples with this turmoil, it is evident that the struggle for acceptance and recognition is far from over. With neither side willing to back down, the potential for further discord remains high. In conclusion, Camilla's position within the royal family is anything but secure. Her inability to earn the respect and acceptance of the younger royals only serves to highlight her failings. The clash with William is merely a symptom of a much larger issue. Her role within a family that has yet to fully embrace her as the drama unfolds, it becomes increasingly clear that Camilla's aspirations may lead to more than just familial strife. They could very well damage the monarchy for years to come. The question now is not just whether she can weather this storm, but how the royal family will respond to the growing discontent that her presence continues to incite. Camilla's attempts to integrate into the royal family have often been met with skepticism, particularly from William, whose loyalty to his mother remains unyielding. This unwavering allegiance to Diana creates an ongoing tension that Camilla has failed to navigate successfully. As the years have passed, it has become increasingly evident that William's resentment is not simply a fleeting emotion, but rather a deeply ingrained response to what he perceives as an affront to his mother's legacy. While Camilla tries to present herself as the supportive wife of King Charles, her behavior often contradicts this narrative. The contrast between her public persona and her private actions has led many to question her sincerity. She seeks to portray herself as a loving stepmother, yet behind closed doors, she is known to exert pressure on William and Harry, expecting their compliance without consideration for their feelings. This manipulative dynamic is reminiscent of the very strategy she employed during her relationship with Charles, where she was often seen as the one pulling the strings. The facade that Camilla has built around her role as queen consort is increasingly cracking under scrutiny. Her numerous public appearances meant to endear her to the public and the royal family often come off as rehearsed and insincere. Observers note that her attempts to engage with the younger generation of royals frequently fall flat, revealing a disconnect that is hard to ignore. Rather than being embraced, she often finds herself on the receiving end of their disdain. This discontent has only grown as rumors of favoritism toward her own. Children have surfaced, igniting tensions within the already fragile family dynamic. Moreover, the ongoing speculation surrounding Camilla's influence over Charles adds another layer of complexity to her role within the monarchy. While Charles may strive to present a united front with his wife, insiders suggest that Camilla's ambitions often overshadow his own. There are whispers that she seeks to redefine the royal image, pushing for modernity while simultaneously clinging to the very traditions that have long defined the monarchy. This duality creates an uncomfortable tension that has not gone unnoticed by other family members, particularly William, who views her influence as a potential threat to his vision of the future royal family. The tension is palpable, leading to explosive confrontations that serve only to deepen the divide. William's unwillingness to tolerate what he perceives as Camilla's overreach has turned their interactions into a high-stakes game where one misstep could lead to further public fallout. Each argument is not just a personal dispute. The emotional toll of these ongoing battles is significant. Camilla's frustration is evident as she grapples with the reality that her efforts to secure her place within the royal family have been met with resistance. The tension surrounding Camilla's presence is not merely a personal struggle. It is a reflection of the institution's ongoing battle to adapt to modernity while honoring its past. The ongoing conflict hints at a monarchy on the brink where personal ambitions clash with the expectations of tradition and public scrutiny. The ramifications of this turmoil extend beyond the palace walls. The public's perception of the royal family is closely tied to how these internal conflicts are resolved. Camilla's reputation has been marred by her contentious relationship with William, and her attempts to reshape the monarchy's image could very well backfire as she strives for acceptance. The backlash against her increasingly domineering presence may lead to further alienation, not only from the younger royals but also from the public, who remain deeply invested in the legacy of Diana. In her quest for legitimacy, Camilla has overlooked one crucial aspect of royal life: the importance of public sentiment. The monarchy's survival hinges on its ability to maintain a favorable image, and Camilla's actions have often drawn ire rather than admiration. Each misstep reinforces the notion that she remains an outsider, unable to fully assimilate into the royal family. She so desperately wishes to be a part of the whispers of discontent among the public, only serve to fuel the fire, casting doubt on her suitability. As queen consort, the drama within the royal family continues to unfold, with each confrontation revealing deeper fissures in their relationships. The tension between William and Camilla is but one example of the larger struggle for power and recognition, a battle that could ultimately define the future of the monarchy. As both sides dig in their heels, the question remains: who will emerge victorious in this high-stakes game of royal intrigue? Camilla's efforts to forge alliances within the family have often been thwarted by her inability to genuinely connect with others, while she attempts to portray herself as a loving stepmother. Her manipulative tactics and desire for control undermine any goodwill she may have built. The divide between her and the younger royals is not simply a matter of personal animosity. It reflects a fundamental clash of values and visions for the future of the monarchy. As the royal family grapples with this ongoing turmoil, it is evident that Camilla's presence will continue to incite controversy and criticism, her ambition to redefine her role within the monarchy. While admirable in theory is fraught with challenges, the opposition she faces from William and others serves as a constant reminder that her acceptance is anything but guaranteed. This ongoing drama is emblematic of the larger issues plaguing the monarchy as it attempts to modernize in a rapidly changing world. The conflict between tradition and modernity is not just a backdrop, it is the very essence of the royal family's struggle to remain relevant. Camilla's attempts to assert her influence within this framework are met with resistance, leading to a precarious balance that could tip at any moment. The saga of Camilla and her place within the royal family unfolds like a Shakespearean tragedy filled with deceit, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of power. The raw emotions and tensions that define her relationship with William speak to the broader conflicts within the monarchy, and it's impossible to ignore the dissonance between her aspirations and the reality of her situation. As we dissect this intricate web of familial strife, one cannot help but feel a surge of satisfaction. Watching the unraveling of her carefully constructed image, the very essence of Camilla's character is at odds with the ideals that the royal family has long embodied. Her journey from mistress to queen consort has been marred by scandal, and yet she continues to strive for a level of acceptance that remains tantalizingly out of reach. There is a certain thrill in observing her struggles, particularly when contrasted with the grace and dignity that Diana represented. Every moment of Camilla's public display is laced with the undeniable truth that she can never escape the shadow of the woman who once held the hearts of millions. For William, the confrontation with Camilla is not merely a personal battle. It is a defense of his mother's legacy, a mission to ensure that the memory of Diana does not fade into obscurity. His fierce loyalty is a testament to the enduring love he holds. For a woman who embodies compassion and humility, qualities that seem to elude Camilla entirely, the juxtaposition of their characters is striking. William's struggle for authenticity clashes violently with Camilla's calculated attempts at gaining acceptance. Each public appearance by Camilla feels like a performance rehearsed and polished, yet devoid of genuine emotion. There is a stark contrast between her image as the supportive wife of King Charles and the reality of her actions behind closed doors. While she presents herself as a paragon of royal duty, the rumors of her manipulative tendencies seep through the cracks of her facade. Her desire for compliance from William and Harry is not simply a personal failing. It is emblematic of a deeper flaw in her understanding of what it means to be part of a family. Rather than fostering love and unity, she seeks dominance, inadvertently alienating those she wishes to embrace the ramifications of her confrontations. With William extend beyond mere family drama, they echo through the annals of royal history, where the monarchy has faced scrutiny and challenges to its relevance. Camilla's attempts to modernize the royal image, while noble in intent, have often come across as self-serving. She seeks to position herself as a leader within the monarchy, yet her influence is undermined by her inability to forge genuine connections with those around her. The emotional distance she maintains only reinforces the notion that she's an outsider, a fact that becomes painfully clear with each new revelation of discord. Her repeated failures to earn the respect and loyalty of the younger royals speak volumes about her character. While she may have been accepted into the royal family, the warmth and affection that typically accompanies such acceptance elude her. It is almost poetic to witness the cold reception she receives from those she covets. Their disdain for her is a reflection of their loyalty to Diana, a sentiment that continues to resonate deeply with the public. Camilla's ambition is met with resistance, and the mounting evidence of her failures provides a satisfying narrative arc for those who take pleasure in her discomfort. In moments of confrontation, the dichotomy between Camilla's aspirations and her reality is laid bare. The emotional turmoil she experiences during these disputes underscores a deeper insecurity, a desperate need for validation that is never fully satisfied. Her flight from the room in tears is emblematic of a woman grappling with her own inadequacies, a stark contrast to the regal image she strives to project for all her attempts to assert her authority. She remains trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and resentment, and watching this struggle unfold is nothing short of exhilarating. King Charles finds himself in the eye of this emotional storm, and the challenge he faces is monumental. His loyalty to Camilla, a woman he loves and has championed for years, clashes with his duty as a father to William. The tension he experiences is palpable, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty within the palace walls. The monarchy is at a crossroads, and every misstep could lead to irrevocable consequences. The stakes are higher than ever, and the pressure on Charles to mediate this conflict is immense. As we reflect on this ongoing drama, it is essential to consider the broader implications for the monarchy itself. The fractures within the royal family are indicative of a larger struggle between tradition and modernity, a battle that is often fought in the public eye. Camilla's ambitions to redefine her role must contend with the harsh reality of a family entrenched in historical legacies and expectations. Each confrontation, each moment of vulnerability serves as a reminder that the monarchy is not immune to the very human emotions that define us all. For those who have long held a disdain for Camilla, there is a sense of vindication in watching her navigate these treacherous waters, her failures to assimilate into the royal family, her inability to earn the trust and respect of William, and her ongoing struggles for legitimacy are captivating narratives that resonate with the public. Each new revelation fuels the fire, providing a sense of satisfaction to those who view her as a usurper, an interloper in a world she has yet to truly understand. The monarchy as it stands is a fragile institution that must adapt to the demands of a changing world. Camilla's attempts to modernize its image are fraught with pitfalls, and her behavior only serves to highlight her shortcomings. The public's perception of her is deeply intertwined with their memories of Diana, and the ongoing drama only reinforces the notion that Camilla may never truly escape that shadow. The whispers of discontent continue to swirl, a testament to the enduring legacy of a woman who has long since passed but remains forever etched in the hearts of those who loved her. The saga of Camilla and the royal family is a rich tapestry woven with themes of ambition, rivalry, and emotional turmoil. Her ongoing struggles serve as a reminder of the complexities of royal life and the challenges faced by those who seek acceptance within its hallowed halls. For those who relish in Camilla's misfortunes, each revelation is a source of entertainment, a glimpse into the flaws of a woman who has tried to carve out her place but remains forever at odds with the expectations of those around her. The monarchy's future hangs in the balance, and as the drama unfolds, we are left to wonder, will Camilla ever truly find her place, or will she remain an outsider in a family that continues to resist her presence? Her attempts to manipulate her way into the hearts of the younger royals have backfired spectacularly, exposing her true nature as someone who operates from a place of entitlement and insecurity. Instead of earning respect, she continuously alienates those around her, and her emotional outbursts are a clear sign of her fragility in a role she has long coveted. Her affair with Charles was not a mere footnote in history. It was a blatant act of betrayal that tore apart Princess Diana's life, and by extension, the trust the British public once had in the royal family. Camilla's audacity to maintain her relationship with Charles while he was married to Diana was nothing short of disgraceful. She played her part as the other woman with a level of selfishness that remains unforgivable, and let's not kid ourselves. Her role in the collapse of that marriage was central. Despite any attempt to rewrite the narrative, for many, Camilla's presence in the royal family is a constant reminder of that betrayal. Diana was adored not just as the Princess of Wales, but as a symbol of empathy, warmth, and humanity. Camilla, by contrast, represents everything the public despises in the aristocracy: entitlement, manipulation, and a ruthless ambition to get what she wants at any cost. Her rise to power didn't come through respect or admiration. It came through the destruction of others, most notably Diana. And what has she done with this power? She clings to her title, desperately trying to craft an image of herself as a supportive royal spouse, but we see through it, don't we? Camilla's involvement in royal affairs has often been overshadowed by whispers of her true intentions, securing her place in history, ensuring her legacy. But let's be clear, her legacy is one of deceit, betrayal, and division. It is not one of duty, honor, or service to the public, but rather of relentless self-interest and manipulation. Camilla's desperate attempts to force herself into the spotlight to become something more than the woman who destroyed Diana's marriage have been nothing short of embarrassing. No matter how many royal engagements she attends or how many charitable events she supports, she will never earn the respect of the public. Her history cannot be erased. Every step she takes in the royal spotlight only serves as a painful reminder of her past, a past littered with selfish decisions that caused immense pain to not only Diana, but also to the royal family and the British people. Moreover, Camilla's impact on the monarchy has been destructive in more ways than one. Her influence over Charles is well documented, and it's clear that she has played a significant role in shaping his views and decisions, but rather than being a stabilizing force, her presence seems to have created more turmoil. Charles, under her influence, appears weaker and more disconnected from the public. And let's not forget that Camilla, despite her public efforts to appear supportive, has reportedly caused tension within the family, particularly with William and Catherine. Her traditionalist and often selfish views clash sharply with the modern progressive vision that William and Catherine embody. Camilla's audacity is staggering. Even now, she continues to try to assert her place in the royal family as if her mere presence hasn't been damaging enough. But for those who see through her manipulations, it's clear that she's far from the benevolent figure. She tries to portray her calculated moves designed to secure her legacy and strengthen her position within the family reek of desperation. It's as if she believes that by doing enough public service, she can wash away the sins of her past, but no amount of charity work can erase the fact that she was the catalyst for one of the most painful periods in royal history. Let's also not ignore the fact that her very presence at the heart of the monarchy tarnishes its image on the global stage. How can a family that holds itself up as a beacon of duty, tradition, and integrity have as one of its most prominent members a woman who so blatantly disregarded those values? Camilla's actions have eroded the public's faith in the institution, and her continued prominence only deepens that mistrust in truth. Camilla's place in the monarchy is a stain that will never fully fade no matter how many years pass. No matter how much the media tries to soften her image, she will always be the woman who brought chaos and division to the royal family. Her legacy, far from being one of service and dedication, will always be one of betrayal and manipulation, and for the countless people who still feel the deep wound caused by her actions. She will never be anything more than the woman who destroyed Diana's happiness and shattered the illusion of a perfect royal family. Camilla's story is not one of redemption or transformation. It is a story of someone who clawed her way to the top, not through honor or respect, but through selfish ambition and calculated moves. And while she may sit beside Charles now wearing her title like a badge of honor, the truth is that she will never earn the love or admiration of the British public. She will always be seen as an outsider, a usurper, and a constant reminder of the monarchy's most shameful chapter for those who still mourn Diana. For those who see through Camilla's facade, her place in the royal family is an insult. She may have won the battle for Charles's heart, but she has lost the war for the public's respect, and that ultimately will be her true legacy. A woman who in her pursuit of power and recognition only succeeded in deepening the cracks in the monarchy that she so desperately tried to infiltrate. Let's not sugarcoat this. Camilla's rise to power wasn't through grace or merit, but through scandal, manipulation, and the destruction of the most beloved royal marriage. In modern history, there is no denying that she is the woman who played a pivotal role in tearing apart Diana's life, a woman who was adored by the public, who embodied everything the monarchy stood for in terms of compassion, strength, and dignity. Camilla, on the other hand, represents everything the monarchy should reject: self-interest scheming and an utter disregard for public sentiment. What's even more infuriating is how Camilla has worked her way into the royal family despite public outrage. Her entire image rehabilitation has been one massive PR campaign, yet no amount of charity work or carefully orchestrated public appearances can erase the stain of what she's done. She wasn't born into the royal fold. She wormed her way in using Charles's weakness for her as a tool to solidify her place. And let's be honest, her influence over him has been detrimental, not just for the monarchy, but for the royal family's image as a whole. For years, she has been the toxic presence at Charles's side, steering him down a path of further alienation from the public. And now, as reports swirl of Charles possibly expelling her from her royal role, it's clear that even he cannot continue to ignore the damage she has caused. The fact that Charles is considering such a drastic move speaks volumes about the severity of the situation. It's not just a personal squabble. This is about Camilla being a destabilizing force within the monarchy itself. Let's remember that this is the woman who had the audacity to step into the shoes of Diana, a global icon, and act as if the public would simply forget the role she played in that tragedy. But the truth is, the public hasn't forgotten. Every time Camilla steps out in her royal finery, she's a walking reminder of the betrayal that Diana suffered, the emotional toll it took on her, and ultimately her untimely death. For many, Camilla will always be the woman who pushed Diana to the breaking point, and no title or crown can ever wash away that legacy. Moreover, Camilla's influence on Charles has been nothing short of catastrophic under her sway. Charles has become increasingly out of touch with the public, more concerned with personal matters than with fulfilling his duties as a future monarch. It's no surprise that this has caused friction with William and Catherine, who are trying to modernize the monarchy and steer it back toward the values that Diana once championed: compassion, empathy, and connection with the people. Camilla, with her outdated elitist views, stands in stark contrast to this new direction, and her very presence threatens to undermine everything William and Catherine are working toward. The public may have been asked to accept Camilla, but they were never truly given a choice. Her rise was forced upon us, and for years the British people have been expected to overlook her past transgressions, to forgive and forget, but why should they? Camilla has never shown any real remorse for her role in the destruction of Diana's marriage, nor has she demonstrated that she understands the weight of the crown she now wears. Instead, she continues to assert herself in a role that was never rightfully hers, clinging to power and influence in a way that only deepens the public's disdain for her. And what about her legacy? Camilla's legacy, if it can even be called that, is one of manipulation and betrayal. Unlike Diana, who left behind a lasting impact through her humanitarian work and genuine connection with people, Camilla's legacy will always be tainted by the affair that tore apart a family and nearly brought the monarchy to its knees. Her attempts to remake herself as a dutiful royal consort are laughable when contrasted with the reality of her past actions. No matter how many public engagements she attends, no matter how many ribbons she cuts or speeches she gives, she will always be the woman who caused irreparable harm to the royal family. If Charles finally decides to expel her from her royal role, it will be seen by many as the correction of a historical wrong, a long overdue acknowledgement that Camilla never deserved to be part of the royal family in the first place. This wouldn't just be a personal blow to Camilla, it would be a vindication. For those who have spent decades watching her undeserved rise to power with disbelief and disgust, it would signal that the monarchy is finally willing to hold itself accountable, to correct its course, and to remove the toxic elements that have been allowed to fester for far too long. For the anti-Camilla crowd, this is exactly the kind of justice they've been waiting for. Camilla's expulsion would send a clear message that the monarchy cannot be manipulated by individuals seeking personal gain at the expense of others. It would also pave the way for William and Catherine to lead the royal family into a new era free from the baggage and scandals of the past. With Camilla out of the picture, the monarchy could finally begin to rebuild its relationship with the public, something that has been severely damaged by her continued presence. Camilla's retreat to her private residence following the public fallout with Charles is not surprising. What else could she do? In the face of such overwhelming public scrutiny, the reality of her situation is finally sinking, and the walls she carefully built around her royal role are crumbling. Retreating is what someone in her position does best, but it's clear that this is more than just a temporary reprieve. The truth is catching up with her, and the damage is undeniable. Camilla's public image was never built on respect. It was built on deception. She spent years hiding behind Charles, using his position to elevate herself while simultaneously dragging the royal family through the mud. Let's be honest, she's not there because of any noble sense of duty. She's there because she managed to manipulate her way into a position of power at the expense of everyone around her. And now, as the cracks in her influence grow wider, it's clear that her so-called royal role was never meant to last. The real tragedy here isn't just Camilla's downfall, it's the years of damage she's inflicted on the monarchy. Her presence has been a stain on the royal family, and the public has never forgotten how she bulldozed her way into the institution, trampling over anyone who stood in her way. Diana's memory still looms large, and for many, Camilla will always be the woman who shattered the royal family. No amount of PR spin can erase that legacy. She tried to mold herself into a queen consort worthy of respect, but the public sees right through her. She's never been anything more than a royal interloper. It's astonishing that she's even managed to hold on this long. But let's not forget why she's still clinging to her position: because Charles allowed it. His judgment has always been clouded when it comes to Camilla, and now the consequences of his choices are painfully clear. Her influence on him has been nothing short of toxic. She's isolated him from his family, creating rifts between him and his own sons, all to ensure that her position remains secure. And what has the monarchy gained from her presence? Absolutely nothing. In fact, the royal family has suffered greatly because of her. The public distrusts them more than ever, and much of that can be traced back to Camilla's relentless ambition. Camilla has always been a symbol of everything wrong with the monarchy's workings. She represents the old guard, a relic of an era where backroom deals and personal alliances were enough to secure a place in the royal hierarchy. But those days are over. The public isn't willing to tolerate her scheming any longer. The monarchy must evolve, and that evolution starts with removing Camilla from the equation. It's no wonder that royal insiders are now suggesting that Charles may finally be waking up to the reality of the situation. Camilla has overplayed her hand, and now even Charles is starting to see that her presence is a liability for a monarch to even consider. Distancing himself from his consort speaks volumes about the seriousness of the situation. Camilla's influence is no longer tenable, and the monarchy is on the brink of a much-needed transformation. If Charles is truly committed to securing the future of the institution, he'll have no choice but to cast her aside. William and Catherine, on the other hand, represent the monarchy's future, and it's abundantly clear that they don't need Camilla's destructive influence holding them back. William has always been the antithesis of everything Camilla stands for. He's modern, grounded, and understands the importance of public service. Unlike Camilla, he doesn't view the monarchy as a personal playground to be manipulated for his own gain. He understands the weight of the crown and the responsibility that comes with it. Camilla, meanwhile, has only ever seen it as a means to elevate herself. The contrast between Camilla and Catherine couldn't be more stark. While Camilla schemed her way to the top, Catherine has earned the respect of the public through her hard work, humility, and genuine commitment to her role. Catherine embodies everything. The modern monarchy should be compassionate, relatable, and focused on the greater good. Camilla, on the other hand, is a remnant of an outdated system that has no place in today's world. She's clinging to a title she doesn't deserve, and the longer she stays, the more damage she'll inflict on the institution. Camilla's downfall is inevitable, and when it happens, it will be a cause for celebration. For many, the public has never warmed to her, and now as her influence wanes, they can finally look forward to a royal family free from her toxic presence. Her legacy will be one of manipulation, scandal, and betrayal, a far cry from the respect and dignity that should define a royal consort. In the end, Camilla will be remembered not as a queen, but as a cautionary tale of ambition gone too far. Her removal from the royal spotlight is not just a necessity for the monarchy's survival. It's a chance for the royal family to regain the public's trust. Camilla's presence has been a thorn in the side of the monarchy for too long, and her departure would signal the beginning of a new era, one defined by transparency, integrity, and a genuine connection with the people. For the monarchy to thrive, it must shed the baggage of the past, and Camilla is the heaviest baggage of all. Her downfall will be a relief not just to the royal family, but to the public as well. People are tired of seeing her wield influence. She doesn't deserve tired of the constant scandals and controversies that surround her. The monarchy is bigger than any one person, and it's high time that Camilla is reminded of that her removal will pave the way for a future where the royal family can focus on what truly matters, serving the people and upholding the values that have sustained the institution for centuries. While Buckingham Palace has remained tight-lipped regarding the specifics of the dispute, it is clear that this development marks a significant chapter in the ongoing evolution of the royal family. As the monarchy navigates this tumultuous period, many are left wondering what the future holds for Charles and Camilla and how this rift will affect the overall stability of the royal institution. The air is thick with speculation, but one thing is certain: Camilla's facade of grace and dignity is crumbling faster than anyone could have imagined. The monarchy is at a crossroads, and it has become painfully obvious that Camilla's presence is more detrimental than beneficial. Her insidious influence has woven itself through the very fabric of the royal family, creating tensions that threaten to unravel everything Charles and the rest of the family have worked for. Those who have studied her behavior over the years are well aware of her propensity for manipulation. She has used her marriage to Charles as a shield, all while undermining the principles the monarchy stands for. With the public increasingly aware of her manipulative tactics, it's hard to believe Charles still believes she deserves a place by his side. Charles has always been somewhat of a puppet when it comes to Camilla. His affection for her has blinded him to the reality that her ambitions are not aligned with the best interests of the royal family. This rift serves as a stark reminder that loyalty cannot be bought, nor can it be assumed. Camilla has proven time and again that her loyalty lies solely with her own ambitions. The rift between them is not merely a personal spat. It symbolizes a broader struggle for power within the monarchy. Charles is beginning to realize that he cannot rely on Camilla as a partner in this endeavor. Instead, he must confront the reality that she's more of a liability than an asset. What's particularly galling is how Camilla has consistently attempted to position herself as the people's choice, all while orchestrating behind-the-scenes maneuvers to secure her own status. The audacity, the very idea that she would try to play the victim while simultaneously wielding her power within the palace is a testament to her delusion. She has thrived on controversy and drama, and now the consequences of her actions are catching up to her. The very throne she has sought to sit upon has become a seat of scrutiny, and the public is finally awakening to the truth behind her carefully constructed image. The truth is that Camilla has never been accepted by the public, and her ongoing efforts to ingratiate herself have only deepened the mistrust. The stark contrast between her and Catherine is undeniable. Catherine represents a breath of fresh air in the royal family, a symbol of hope and renewal. She is adored for her genuine connection with the people and her unwavering dedication to her royal duties. In contrast, Camilla's attempts to present herself as a beloved figure only serve to highlight her lack of authenticity. The more she tries to position herself as a royal powerhouse, the more it backfires. The public sees her for what she truly is, a master manipulator who has always put her desires above the well-being of the monarchy. Whether Charles has the courage to cut the ties that bind him to Camilla remains to be seen, but one thing is abundantly clear. The monarchy must rise above the shadows of its past if it hopes to secure a brighter future. For those who have long harbored doubts about Camilla's role, this moment of reckoning is a vindication of their concerns. Her time in the royal spotlight may be coming to an end, and with it, the monarchy has the opportunity to redefine itself. The winds of change are blowing, and as the public grows restless, the message is loud and clear. The royal family must evolve or risk becoming obsolete. In a world that demands authenticity and integrity, the clock is ticking and the moment for action is now. Will Charles rise to the occasion, or will he continue to allow Camilla to pull him deeper into her web of deceit? The choice is his, and the world is watching. It's moments like these that remind the world of Camilla's true nature, unfiltered, entitled, and entirely out of touch with the grace and decorum expected of someone in her position. Her lack of tact in such a public setting only solidifies what many have long suspected. Camilla is not fit for the role of queen, no matter how much the palace tries to prop her up. For years, the British public has been subjected to a forced narrative, one that insists we must accept Camilla as part of the royal family's new chapter. But no amount of glossy PR can erase the reality of who she is, an individual whose history is steeped in scandal and manipulation, from her very beginnings as the other woman in Charles's life to her ascension to queen consort. Camilla has always been a contentious figure. Now, with these recent events, the facade is crumbling faster than ever. What's particularly troubling is how Camilla's reckless behavior continues to disrupt the harmony within the royal family. Princess Catherine and Princess Anne are the very embodiment of what the monarchy should represent: dignity, duty, and respect for tradition. For Camilla to cause such visible discomfort to these two stalwarts of the royal family is not only telling, but also emblematic of the deeper fissures she has caused behind closed doors. It's no secret that Catherine and Anne have maintained impeccable reputations even in the face of public scrutiny. Their shock at Camilla's comments speaks volumes, revealing a deeper dissatisfaction with her conduct that no royal PR machine can gloss over. The real question here is, how much longer will the British public be expected to tolerate Camilla's continual overstepping? It's as though she has forgotten, or more likely chosen to ignore, the lessons of humility and service that define the royal family. Instead, Camilla seems to believe that her role entitles her to act without consequence, to say whatever she pleases regardless of how it impacts those around her. However, her behavior is not only an embarrassment to the monarchy, it's an insult to the public who have been forced to accept her as queen, despite her long and controversial history. The mere fact that Camilla has ascended to this position is a testament to the royal family's ongoing struggle with its public image. While Princess Catherine and Princess Anne have worked tirelessly to preserve the institution's integrity, Camilla has done little more than undermine it. Her actions, both past and present, consistently prove that she lacks the moral compass required to navigate the complexities of royal life. And yet here we are with Camilla standing side by side with King Charles, as if her past misdeeds have somehow been erased. But let's not forget who Camilla truly is. The woman who once played a key role in the breakdown of Charles's marriage to Princess Diana now expects the world to see her as a figure of stability and support. It's a narrative that simply doesn't hold up under scrutiny. How can the British public, and indeed the world, be expected to trust a woman whose history is littered with betrayal and deceit? No amount of titles or royal honors can change the fact that Camilla has always operated from a place of self-interest, seeking to secure her position at the expense of others. At what's more, Camilla's behavior at the recent reception is just another reminder that she hasn't changed. While some might argue that she's grown into her role as queen consort, incidents like these prove otherwise. The truth is, Camilla remains the same divisive figure. She has always been incapable of embodying the values that the monarchy holds. Dear, her lack of respect for Princess Catherine and Princess Anne is not only a personal failing but a public one, and it raises serious questions about her ability to represent the monarchy on the global stage. Camilla's continued presence in the royal family also raises the uncomfortable issue of her relationship with King Charles. For decades, their relationship has been mired in scandal, and while the palace has worked tirelessly to rehabilitate their image, it's clear that the public has not forgotten the mere fact that Charles chose Camilla over Princess Diana, a beloved figure in British history. It still stings for many, and now as Camilla continues to insert herself into royal life in such an ungracious manner, it's hard not to wonder if Charles himself is blinded by his own loyalty to her, even as she causes further division within the family. There is also a deeper, more troubling implication to all of this. By allowing Camilla to continue behaving in such a reckless and undignified manner, the royal family is risking its own reputation at a time when the monarchy is facing increasing scrutiny and criticism. Camilla's actions serve as a reminder that not all within the royal fold are suited to their roles. Princess Catherine and Princess Anne have worked hard to earn the public's respect, and their discomfort in the face of Camilla's outburst only highlights the growing rift between those who truly embody royal values and those who do not. As the British public watches these events unfold, many are left wondering just how much longer the monarchy can withstand the damage that Camilla continues to cause. It's clear that her presence is not only a source of tension within the family, but also a liability for the institution as a whole. While Princess Catherine and Princess Anne remain beacons of grace and integrity, Camilla's behavior serves as a stark contrast, reminding us all that not everyone who wears a crown deserves the respect that comes with it. If there's one thing that Camilla's behavior continually reveals, it's her inability to read the room. When it comes to understanding her place within the royal family, the possibility that she could have taken aim at royal traditions, or worse, Princess Catherine's influence speaks to a level of audacity that has become all too familiar when it comes to Camilla. While she may have weaseled her way into the role of queen consort, her lack of respect for the very foundations that uphold the monarchy is painfully clear to even hint. At undermining Catherine, a woman who has consistently earned the admiration of the public and the respect of the royal family is not only reckless, but also indicative of a deeper insecurity that Camilla harbors. It's no secret that Catherine has become a shining star within the monarchy, embodying all the grace, poison, and modernity that the institution desperately needs to stay relevant in today's world. Camilla, on the other hand, represents a bygone era, one filled with scandal, deceit, and a sense of entitlement that she has never quite managed to shed. So if Camilla did indeed use this moment to criticize Catherine's growing influence, it only further exposes her inability to adapt to the times and her jealousy of Catherine's popularity. Camilla knows that no matter how many titles she acquires or how many royal engagements she attends, she will never command the same level of admiration and respect that Catherine has earned effortlessly. It's also laughable to think that Camilla would dare challenge Princess Anne, a woman known for her unwavering dedication to the crown. Anne's work ethic is legendary, and her no-nonsense approach to royal duties has made her one of the most respected members of the royal family. Camilla, on the other hand, has spent years trying to ingratiate herself into the royal fold, but her history and questionable motives have always left her standing on shaky ground. The idea that Camilla would even attempt to spar with Anne over royal duties or traditions is absurd. Anne has earned her place through decades of service, while Camilla's presence is still met with suspicion and distrust. In fact, Camilla's entire approach to her role within the royal family seems to be one of constant overcompensation. She tries to present herself as a pillar of stability alongside King Charles, but her missteps and outbursts show a woman who is far from confident in her position. The public has not forgotten how she came to be where she's today. Through a relationship that shattered Princess Diana's marriage and left a permanent scar on the monarchy's reputation, Camilla's continued efforts to assert her authority within the family only serve as reminders of her tainted past. No matter how hard she tries to distance herself from the scandals of the past, her actions and moments like these bring them right back to the forefront. What's truly galling, though, is the idea that Camilla believes she has any right to criticize the very people who have worked tirelessly to preserve the dignity of the monarchy. Princess Catherine and Princess Anne have become the backbone of the royal family, representing everything that Camilla's not duty. Respect and grace for Camilla to even imply criticism of these women is not just an insult to them, but to the public who have come to see Catherine and Anne as the true faces of the monarchy. It's as if Camilla has forgotten that her position as queen consort is a role she was never supposed to have, and one that the public still questions to this day. At the end of the day, Camilla's outburst, whatever its full content may be, reveals her true character. While Catherine and Anne continue to uphold the values of the monarchy with quiet dignity, Camilla's actions are a constant reminder of the division and scandal that have plagued her rise to power. Her inability to remain composed in moments that require tact and discretion only further undermines her position and reinforces the idea that she's not fit to sit at the top of the royal hierarchy. What's worse is the long-term damage that Camilla's behavior could inflict on the monarchy as a whole. While Catherine and Anne work tirelessly to build trust with the public, Camilla's actions chip away at the institution's credibility. It's hard to imagine how the monarchy can continue to present itself as a symbol of stability and tradition when one of its most prominent members is constantly stirring up drama and controversy. Camilla may have secured her place by Charles's side, but her actions are a liability, and the public can see right through the facade as the whispers of discontent grow louder within the royal household. One must wonder how Camilla continues to navigate her position. With such audacity, seemingly oblivious to the mounting tensions, her actions create her latest scandal has undoubtedly exacerbated existing rifts, revealing the underlying friction between her and other prominent royal figures, particularly Princess Catherine and Princess Anne. While these two women embody the essence of royal duty and public admiration, Camilla's antics only serve to highlight her struggles to fit in and command respect within a family steeped in tradition and integrity. The repeated missteps of Camilla not only cast a shadow over her position, but also reflected poorly on the monarchy as a whole. Each blunder serves as a reminder of her controversial past, one riddled with scandal and betrayal. Many royal watchers have noted that despite her best efforts to portray herself as a pillar of stability alongside King Charles, her behavior only emphasizes her inability to uphold the standards expected of someone in her position. It seems that for every moment she tries to present herself as a dutiful queen, there are just as many where she recklessly undermines the royal image with her tone, deaf remarks, and inappropriate behavior. Moreover, the implications of her boldness extend beyond mere gossip. The idea that Camilla's careless words could further strain her already tenuous relationships with Catherine and Anne is particularly alarming. After all, both women have dedicated themselves to revitalizing the monarchy and earning the trust of the British public. It's utterly baffling that Camilla, with her experience and supposed wisdom, would risk inciting even deeper divides among the royals. One can only surmise that her insecurity drives her to lash out, seeking to assert her influence while simultaneously alienating those who could provide her with much-needed support. While insiders are left to speculate on the long-term effects of this scandal, it's clear that the ramifications could be dire. For Camilla, the royal family is not only a business, but also a brand, one that relies heavily on a unified public image. If Camilla continues to act out and challenge her fellow royals, she risks jeopardizing the very stability she claims to support. This inability to recognize the gravity of her actions could lead to a shift in how the monarchy is perceived as the public grows increasingly weary of the ongoing drama that seems to follow her. Every move, the patience of the royal family is undoubtedly wearing thin. Princess Catherine, with her carefully curated public persona and deep-rooted dedication to her royal responsibilities, is the polar opposite of Camilla's erratic nature. Catherine has worked tirelessly to build bridges and foster a sense of unity within the royal family, especially in the wake of the growing divide caused by Harry and Meghan's antics. Camilla's reckless behavior, therefore, not only threatens to undermine Catherine's efforts, but also positions her as a disruptive force within the family dynamic. As observers eagerly await the fallout from this latest scandal, many are left questioning how long Camilla can continue to operate in this manner without facing serious consequences. Will the royal family's resolve to present a united front finally crack under the weight of her incessant provocations? The stakes have never been higher, and one can only hope that the other royals will not allow Camilla's behavior to dictate the narrative of the monarchy. As the dust settles from this latest incident, the royal family will have to navigate the precarious waters of public perception and internal relations. If Camilla does not recalibrate her approach, she may very well find herself isolated within the family she has fought so hard to be a part of. It's a harsh reality that the very foundations of her newfound status could be dismantled by her own hand, leaving her to reckon with the consequences of her actions in a monarchy that thrives on loyalty, respect, and a strong sense of unity. In a world where tradition reigns supreme, Queen Camilla's behavior continues to raise eyebrows and questions. The more she pushes the boundaries, the more she exposes her inadequacies and insecurities. As the royal family holds its breath, waiting to see how this scandal unfolds, one thing is certain: the public is watching closely, and Camilla's time in the spotlight may be drawing to a close. With every misstep, she inches closer to becoming the source of embarrassment. For a monarchy that can no longer afford to overlook her incessant provocations, the countdown has begun, and the world is eager to see how this drama will play out, especially for a queen who seems to have forgotten that with great power comes even greater responsibility. Camilla's actions and words during this recent scandal serve as a glaring reminder of the disarray within the royal family and the undeniable tension that her presence creates, while the royal family seeks to project an image of unity and strength. Camilla's blatant disregard for royal decorum leaves many questioning her fitness for the role she occupies. It is truly disheartening to witness a woman so ensconced in privilege, behaving in a manner that starkly contrasts with the ideals of humility and service that the monarchy has traditionally represented. Her inability to grasp the consequences of her words and actions speaks volumes about her character, one that is steeped in entitlement and self-interest in a time when the monarchy faces unprecedented challenges. The last thing it needs is a figure like Camilla, who seems hell-bent on undermining the efforts of others who work tirelessly to maintain the institution's dignity. Both Princess Catherine and Princess Anne are exemplars of grace under pressure, tirelessly upholding royal responsibilities and earning public admiration. Camilla's insistence on interjecting herself into their narrative not only reveals her insecurity, but also highlights her failure to comprehend the importance of collaboration within the royal framework. Furthermore, the stark contrast between Camilla and the other royal women becomes increasingly evident as they navigate their duties with a sense of purpose and commitment. It is quite the spectacle to witness Camilla trying to assert herself among women who have built their reputations on hard work and genuine dedication to the crown. Rather than strengthening the royal family's public image, her actions only serve to expose her lack of respect for those who embody the very essence of royal duty. This is not merely an embarrassment for Camilla, but also a direct affront to the legacy of the monarchy itself. As the public watches the fallout from her outbursts, one must wonder how long the royal family will continue to tolerate Camilla's disruptive behavior. The facade of a cohesive royal family is beginning to fray, and it's clear that her actions are sowing discord rather than fostering the unity that is crucial for the monarchy's survival. In this era of heightened scrutiny, the expectation is that royals will uphold the institution's integrity. Camilla, however, consistently fails to meet this standard. The royal family stands at a crossroads, faced with a significant challenge in managing Camilla's role. Her antics, which increasingly seem less like the behavior of a queen and more like a petulant child seeking attention, threaten to derail the very efforts of those who have been working to revitalize the monarchy's image. The juxtaposition between her erratic actions and the steadfast composure of figures like Catherine and Anne emphasizes the growing divide within the family. In conclusion, the royal family must address the elephant in the room: Camilla's disruptive influence. If they wish to maintain their credibility and public trust, it is essential to acknowledge that not everyone within the monarchy is suited for their role. As the public continues to scrutinize these developments, it is clear that Camilla's time in the royal spotlight may be drawing to a close. Only time will tell if the family can withstand the fallout from her behavior, or if they will finally take a stand against the divisiveness she perpetuates. The monarchy's future hangs in the balance, and the onus is on the royals to decide whether they will allow Camilla to drag them down further into scandal and chaos. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that the ongoing drama surrounding Queen Camilla is far from over with each scandal. She pushes the boundaries of acceptable royal behavior, raising serious concerns about her ability to fulfill the responsibilities of her role. How much longer will the royal family endure this embarrassment? Will they take a stand against her antics, or will they continue to suffer in silence? We'll be keeping a close eye on these developments, so make sure to stay tuned for more updates and insights. If you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content.